This segment brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or for more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
When Michelle Martin and I started talking about the women that we would feature this month during Women's History Month, and of course throughout the year, because this year is the centennial of women's suffrage, it's so hard to narrow down 4 women, or maybe a handful, maybe a dozen if we squeeze a few others in each segment, that should be featured, because there are dozens, if not hundreds, that you should know about in Kansas history, and of course even more beyond. So Michelle, thank you for bringing these incredible stories to us each week. Good morning.
Good morning, Deb. Good morning to all our viewers. And I am here with you once again to share another story of an amazing woman from the pages of Kansas history. Today, let's take a look at the life of Susanna Madora Kinsey Salter, the first female mayor in the United States of America, from Argonia, Kansas. On a humid, stormy Kansas afternoon, I stopped in the hamlet of Argonia in Sumner County to get gas. While gassing up, I saw a sign that read, "Argonia, home of the nation's first female mayor." Intrigued, I drove into the historic downtown and followed the signs to the Susanna Madora Salter home. A humble brick structure, the house was the setting for a momentous event in the history of Kansas and the nation. The year was 1887. After fighting long and hard, the women of Kansas had gained the right to run for office and vote in local elections. Little did Susanna Madora Kinsey Salter, the daughter of Argonia's first mayor and herself a lawyer, know that she would become the first female mayor in United States history. With a population of less than 500, Argonia hardly seemed to be a place where women's political activism would take root. However, many of the town's women were active members of the Women's Christian Temperance Union, much to the chagrin of Argonia's menfolk. Susanna was a member of the WCTU. Men in the community blamed the women of the WCTU for harsh liquor laws in the state and looked to poke fun at their community activism. In 1887, as local elections neared, a group of men drew up a list of mayoral candidates that mirrored those of the WCTU with one alteration. They added the name of Susanna Salter to the ballot for mayor. The men, who never believed for a moment anyone would vote for her, had her name printed on ballots without her knowledge. On Election Day, when women went to the polls and saw Susanna's name on the ballot, they voted for her overwhelmingly. A group of men who heard about the joke ballot voted for Susanna to spite her nominators. Susanna's husband, an attorney and the city clerk, tried desperately to persuade men not to vote for his wife for fear she would be humiliated publicly. Many men voted for Susanna just to spite her husband. When the ballots were tallied, Susanna had garnered 2/3 of the vote. On April 6, 1887, Susanna was busy washing laundry when she received a handwritten note from City Hall informing her she'd been elected the mayor of Argonia at the age of 29. A busy wife and mother of young children, she decided to serve as mayor, much to the delight of Susan B. Anthony. Anthony sent Susanna a telegram upon her election. "Greetings to the first woman ever elected to the office of mayor of a city. From her friend and admirer, Susan B. Anthony." Newspapers across the nation and the globe ran stories about the intelligent, strong-willed mayoress from Argonia. She worked to shut down Argonia's saloons and gambling establishments. She also worked hard to improve the city's public safety and infrastructure. She was not without her detractors, however. In 1888, when a tornado struck the town and caused significant damage, her opponents opined that Argonia would not have been struck had a male mayor been at the helm. After serving for one term, Susanna Salter returned to private life. "I shall be very glad when my term of office expires," she told reporters. She wanted to return to raising her children. Susanna continued her work with the WCTU and also spoke at suffrage events in Kansas and shared the stage with Susan B. Anthony. Eventually, the Salter family relocated to Oklahoma during one of the state's many land runs. While living in Norman, Susanna once again drew news attention when she turned 101 years old on March 2, 1961. 2 weeks later, she died. Today, she and her husband are buried together in Argonia, the town Susanna presided over as mayor. Today, you can visit her home in Argonia and see where America's first female mayor lived and worked. I hope you all enjoyed today's look at the life of Susanna Madora Kinsey Salter. And I hope you don't forget, this year we are celebrating 100 years of women's suffrage in the United States. I hope you'll join me again on another historical adventure somewhere around Kansas.
Well, I hope you're having a great day after St. Patty's Day, known worldwide as International Hangover Day. I'm Deb Goodrich, and I'll see you somewhere around Kansas.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.
Ag Promo Source is a unique group of marketing specialists with one mission: help your ag business grow. Each affiliate has their own area of expertise, and they work together to bring you advice, products, and services. To get started, visit agpromosource.com. Ag Promo Source. Together we grow.
Okay, looks like it's time for our tour. Welcome to the Fort Wallace Museum. Here at the museum, you're going to find some really interesting stuff, like our replica stagecoach from the Butterfield Overland Dispatch. We've got facades from the fort buildings. We've got an 1870s flag. There's a plesiosaur that was discovered locally. We've got the Ray pump organ collection. We're a little bitty place with a great big story, and we'd love to have you.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.